Hey, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Adam or Adam, I guess, depending on how you feel about how that A should be pronounced. And I'm going to walk through a little bit about what I used or how I used ChatGPT to find some companies that I possibly wanted to work for. And just to clarify, this won't be finding the particular roles that I wanted to apply to, but it could be used as an idea generation, providing companies in a space that you might be interested in. Um, for a little bit of background, I was laid off in November, as I'm sure many people either know someone who has been or are experiencing it themselves. So I've been trying to get creative on how I find companies because I've been thinking about possibly, shifting what I do a little bit. Um, so yeah, without further ado, I'll just like walk right through it. So um, this is the ChatGPT dashboard, obviously. So I've worked in the data analytics and insight space for about 6 years now. I've been in a relationship in account management capacity, working with consumer purchase data. I like the seat that I sit in, but I got a bit bored of the customer insights space in terms of what they purchase. So I wanted to move over to something that basically involved oil and gas. But I'll walk through how I did that just later on. But for now, let's say you're somebody who's looking for a similar role to mine. My search started off with something like this. And you provide a list of, and I like to quantify just because it keeps things, neater. List of 10 insights. That list of the consumer insights providers with offices in New York. So I did New York because I'm open to a hybrid setting. You can, look for remote if you're someone who wants to live remotely or work remotely, or vice versa if you want to do something else. Okay, so here's a list of 10 consumer insights providers with offices in New York. So the next step that I took was I'll just take the NPD group because I'm familiar with them. I Googled them, or yeah, Google in this case. I looked up their career site or page, search all jobs. And I went down the list. So look, account manager role, that's something I do. It's in London, but I think the point is that they have offices in New York. Let's look at the senior account manager role. Virtual. All right, so maybe this didn't fit my criteria, but you can go down the list. Let's try Kantar. Actually, maybe we can do this just because it'll be a little more targeted directly. Can you provide a list of all right, so pretty similar to the list above. Let's try Kantar. And not every company that you find is going to be a hit. I think the point is to really, if you're looking for a company, and obviously there are so many out in the market, it's hard to identify what works the best. So so this is a good one. Manager client leadership. Let's see what the role is. As manager client leadership, you'll work on a team to provide business insights to them that matter to clients. Okay, so that was similar to something that I did. And it might be something that I want to apply to because I have experience working with clients. I've worked on accounts. I provided insights to them. So this is something that I might save for my job search. But let's say you were trying to even get more specific. So in my case, I want to do, can you provide a similar list for companies in the oil and gas insights? Oh. So this was really helpful to me because I didn't know this space in particular, oil and gas insights. So this was a really cool way for me to get familiar with some of these companies. So Let's do something like IHS market. We'll take the first one. Google that. Went on their career page. Hopefully, if I can find it. I don't know what accepting cookies means, but I do it every time. All right, so maybe this wasn't a good example, but I think the point is kind of, there. You look for how about this? Oh, there we go. I'll spell New York right at some point. There you go. So yeah, I mean, for me, staying in New York is important. My family's here. I want to work here, grow my career here. So having that ability to identify companies in New York is really, really helpful. Let's try this again. The computer doesn't freeze. Expand energy career. Yeah, so there you go. So obviously not in the area that I wanted, but I think I didn't specify. Oh, well, I didn't specify the job search with the city itself. But truthfully, I think that might get too specific for ChatGPT. We could try though. Let's see. All right. So there we go. I think so. This is a good lesson, right? So I got specific with the role and specific with the location. I think when ChatGPT needs to double click into those types of things, you might not be able to get to what you're looking for. But um, I think it's a good starting point. For me, I was able to apply to a few of these companies for roles that were relevant to me based on my search criteria. Um, and yeah, that's how I used it. I was able to get, it's not on this list, but I got an interview with two companies called Kepler and Energy Intelligence. They're both oil and gas insights providers with offices in New York. They had roles that were open for me. But the steps were pretty simple. I specified the location, I specified the industry that I was looking for, and then I did a little bit of diligence, went onto the career pages, and found what was relevant to me. So hopefully that's helpful. Feel free to reach out to me or anyone who's running the chat. I think if you have some questions, but yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.